Rowe was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States, where he attended Brown High School. After graduating, he landed a job at General Electric soldering wires. He had a Billboard Hot 100 #1 hit in the US and Australia in 1962 with the track Sheila. A buildup of global sales of Sheila meant that the Recording Industry Association of America did not present the gold record until 1969. When Sheila became a hit in 1962, ABC Paramount Records asked him to go on tour to promote the hit. He was reluctant to give up his secure job at GE until ABC Paramount advanced him $5,000. Rowe originally covered the song Sheila as Frita, based on a girl from Rose High School. The song was auditioned to a record producer from Judd Records, and while response was enthusiastic, it was suggested that the name be changed. By coincidence, Rowe's Aunt Sheila was visiting, which inspired the final title of Sheila. The original version of the song was recorded by Rowe for Judd in 1960, misspelled as Sheila with an L before the I, and backed by another original song, Pretty Girl. The songs were recorded with his then backing group, The Satins, and the female vocal group, The Flamingos. The record failed to make an impact on the charts. The song was later featured on the compilation album Whirling with Tommy Rowe in 1961, featuring tracks from Al Tornello. It was also included on the compilation The Young Lovers in 1962. The ABC recording of the song is done in the style of the Lou Box sound, made popular by Buddy Holly and the Crickets in the late 1950s. The strumming pattern, the tempo, and chords are in the key of A, bear strong resemblance to the Crickets' Peggy Sue from a few years before, and Rowe's vocals are done in a similar style to Holly's as well. The song became the title track of Tommy Rowe's debut studio album Sheila in 1962, and it could potentially be argued that this is the last #1 hit with the Lou Box sound. There are some other ones, but this has an argument to be the last #1 hit with the Lou Box sound that was made popular by the Crickets. The most popular cover of Sheila was done by the Beatles in 1962. On October 25th, 1962, a live recording was made for the BBC radio program Here We Go to be broadcast the next day. The song was never aired and the recording is now lost. An amateur taping was made at the Star Club in Hamburg in December of that same year. This version was ultimately published in 1977 on the bootleg recording live at the Star Club in Hamburg, Germany in 1962. And speaking of the Beatles, in 1963, the UK music magazine NME reported that he and Chris Montes had both been upstaged by the Beatles and their fans on a 21-day UK tour. Later that year, Rowe scored a top 10 US hit with Everybody, which reached #3 in the US, and in the UK it reached #9. Another top 10 hit he had in 1963 was called The Folk Singer, which reached #4 on the UK charts, but it barely did anything in the US. It was written by Merle Kilgore. Following a more successful tour of the United Kingdom with his friend Roy Orbison, Rowe toured there and then moved to England where he lived for several years. In 1964, Rowe recorded a song written by Buzz Cason entitled Diane from Manchester Square, about a girl who worked at EMI House where it was based in London's Manchester Square. Sales of this single in the US were poor and it failed to chart. During the 1960s, he had several more top 40 hits, including 1966 #8 Sweet Pea, and it also reached #1 in Canada, and #6 Hooray for Hazel, which reached #2 in Canada. In 1969, he caught another big break. His song Dizzy went to #1 on the UK, Canada, and on the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States. This transatlantic chart topper sold 2 million copies by mid-April 1969, giving him his third Gold Disc award. Rowe later guest starred in an episode of the American sitcom Green Acres titled The Four of Spades, airing on November 8, 1969. His final top 10 single, a track co-written by Freddie Weller titled Jam Up and Jelly Tight, became his fourth gold record, peaking at #8 in the US and #5 in Canada in 1970. Although his style of music declined in popularity with the 70s mass market, Rowe maintained a following and continued to perform at a variety of concert venues, sometimes with 1960s nostalgia rock and roll rollers such as Freddie Cannon and Bobby Vee. He He recorded numerous singles in the late 70s and 1980s aimed at the country music market. In 1986, Rowe was inducted into the Georgia Music Hall of Fame, and his pioneering contribution to the genre has been recognized by the Rockabilly Hall of Fame. Rowe's autobiography, originally published in 2016, named From Cabbagetown to Tinseltown and Places in Between, was co-written with Michael Robert Krikorian. And on February 7th, 2018, Rowe officially announced his retirement on his Facebook page with this following statement. On June 25th, 2019, the New York Times Magazine listed Tommy Rowe among hundreds of artists whose material reportedly was destroyed in the 2008 Universal fire. A resident of Atlanta, Georgia, and Beverly Hills, California, Rowe is currently married to actress Josette Banzet. He has a daughter named Cynthia, 3 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren who all live in Georgia right now. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. If you have any other artist requests from the late 50s to the 90s, and let me know, and I will do them in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.